And if you want to make a delicious nut braid like this, then stay tuned. I'll show you how I make it. You'll find the list of ingredients in the info box or at the end of the video. First, we melt the butter, either in the microwave or like me on the stove. Once the butter has melted, we add the milk. The buttermilk mixture should be lukewarm because this is where the fresh yeast is added. If the mixture is too hot, the dough won't rise. Make sure the mixture is really just lukewarm. Now we crumble the yeast into the lukewarm buttermilk mixture and stir until it has completely dissolved. Next, we take a large bowl and add the flour. Add the sugar, the egg, and the buttermilk mixture with the yeast. Now take a mixer or a stand mixer and start kneading the dough. It's important to add the salt only later, as it would otherwise damage the yeast. Mix everything together well. Personally, I also like to knead the dough by hand again. Don't forget to dust the work surface with flour. When the dough is nice and smooth, place it in a bowl, cover the bowl, and set it in a warm place so the dough can rest and rise. After about 30 minutes, press the dough down again to let the air escape. Then let it rest for another 20 minutes. As a general rule, the more often the dough is allowed to rest, the better it will rise later in the oven. While the dough is resting, we can prepare the nut filling. To do this, place a pot on the stove and warm the milk. Then add the sugar, vanilla sugar, and honey and stir everything together until the milk is warm. Once the milk is warm, add the butter and let it melt. After that, add the nuts. I used ground almonds. Of course, you can also use hazelnuts, walnuts, or a nut mix. Stir the nuts in well. If you like, you can also add a bit of rum and cinnamon. Mix everything together well again. Many people who watch my videos unfortunately aren't subscribers yet. You would really support me if you subscribe to my channel. It's free too. Now the dough should also be done resting. Now flour the work surface and place the dough on it. First, press it into shape a little so it will be easier and more even to roll out with the rolling pin. Once it's nicely rolled out, spread the nut filling evenly over it, right up to the edges if you like. Personally, I like my nut braid with a lot of nut filling, so in my recipe I use double the amount, and I think that's what makes it taste best. How do you prefer your strudel or braid, with a lot of filling or just a little? Let me know in the comments. Once the nut filling is spread, we carefully roll up the dough. With the dough roll in front of us, we cut it lengthwise down the middle using a plastic knife or a dough scraper. Now we can braid the two strands into a plait. Make sure that the open side is facing outward or upward, just as you can see here with mine. Next, we take a baking tray, line it with parchment paper, and carefully place the braid on it. If the strands are not quite in shape yet, you can adjust them directly on the tray now. Now we take an egg and a splash of milk, whisk them together well, and brush the braid with the mixture. Once we're done with that, we preheat the oven to 160 degrees Celsius, top and bottom heat. While the oven is heating up, the braid can rest a little longer. You'll see, it will continue to rise nicely. As soon as the oven has reached the desired temperature, we bake the braid at 160 degrees Celsius, top and bottom heat for about 30 to 40 minutes. Attention, every oven is different, so the baking time may vary a bit. As always, I would appreciate a thumbs up. And if you're new here, feel free to subscribe to my channel, it's free. Once the baking time is up, we take the braid out of the oven and let it cool. As soon as it has completely cooled, we can brush it with a sugar glaze. How do you like your braid best? Feel free to write it in the comments. And if you don't want to miss any more videos, follow me on Instagram, TikTok and YouTube, Cooking with Christoph. Enjoy your meal.